anyway, it's probably in the morning for y'all as it is evening here, but we got some teams that have revealed and done their car launches. We got some teams that done some other stuff, but before we even really get all into that, it is time to give away the last Purple Sectors Collection hat. So let's go ahead and do that. All the names that have attributed super chats are entered and on this wheel to be up to win the hat. This is going to happen this is the last hat, but we do things like this throughout the season just so I can give back. You know, we might have cars, we might have cards, we might have whatever type of thing. I like to give memorabilia. I like to give back to you all. So everybody that's done a super chat for some time now, your name's on that wheel. And every time you've done a super chat, your name's on that wheel for that super chat. So some names are on there more than once, increasing their chances of getting the hat. What's up, Galactus? What's up, Baraka? What's happening? So we're going to go ahead and spin this wheel so we can get this out the way and then do some talking. So bad, we're going to hit that thing up. Hit that thing up. Who going to get it? Who going to get it? And it is Gregory Williams. Gregory Williams, you need to reach out to me. You need to get with me in the super chat. Get with me in the Discord. If you are a family member, get with me on Instagram. Get with me on Twitter. Wherever you can get with me. Gregory Williams, you are the winner of the Purple Sectors Collection hat. So big shout out to you. Remove that name, and then that is it. So now let's go ahead and get to the business. So Gregory Williams, I'm going to go ahead and write that name down real quick. Gregory Williams. If Gregory does not reach out to me within 7 days, I'm going to keep that wheel and I will spin again for the hat. If Gregory does not reach out to me in 7 days, next Saturday this time, if I have not heard from Gregory Williams, I will go ahead and I will spin the wheel again for somebody else who also participated within that same allotted time. So those names are still on the wheel for the hat. So that's what we're going to do. Fair chance, 7 days, Gregory, next Saturday, get with me and let me know. If not, then we're going to spin that wheel again and somebody else is going to get it. Now let's talk about this, because yesterday I didn't come on here yesterday. It was a different type of day for me yesterday. And I'm just going to say that a lot of things in the world are crazy and a lot of people don't give a damn about human life. And I'm going to leave it at that, given the situation that I was involved in. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about car launches. We got Alpine, we got Stake F1, Kick, Sauber. Shit, we got Williams, and we had the second Red Bull Cash App Visa team, however you want to spit it. But I just want to briefly talk about what I got out of this. You know, you feel free to put in the chat what you got out of each car launch, which we can just go ahead and talk about Red Bull Visa Cash App. There's nothing to really talk about. Okay, Yuki, I hope he has a better season. Danny Rick, I hope you have a complete season. Alpha Tari, which is now Red Bull Visa Cash App, or however you want to put it. You basically have an RB19, and there should be no reason why we don't see some increased pace as well as performance and placement throughout the season. The car launch was whack. I'm just going to say it like it is. It was whack. A nice little video, a montage video. They kind of took the Tron route, but it's not even worth talking about that much. By the way, what is worth talking about is we do have the race again this Sunday. 11:30 this Sunday. This big grand prize is up for grabs. If you are participating in that race, if you are a green badge or higher, you are eligible to participate in this race. This is the big grand prize. Now, if you haven't been, you just have to get as many points as you can with the time allotted. And talking about green badges, Valtteri Bottas and Stake F1. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about this green. I'm going to give them an E for effort as far as being bold, daring, and different. Okay, BDD, bold, daring, and different. But I'm also going to say, with this loud green and this combination, this very bold, it's not typical to what we're used to seeing, especially that green. Lamborghinis see green all day. Some other cars that green, especially that Porsche, that pimento. What is it? Is it a pistachio green? It's crazy, but this green says that either you're going to look very loud and be good, or you're going to look loud and be trash. If Stake F1 comes out this season and their performance is as abysmal as it was last season, this situation, this livery scheme is going to come back to bite them in the ass. People are going to talk about all of the things that you should have done. They're going to talk about all the things that you didn't do. And it's going to be a bad thing for you. I've always applauded teams trying something different that's not the norm, and they've done that. But it just seemed like Stake F1 during their car launch was so much more focused on, maybe gaining fanship than they were really performance and development. Remember last time they gave us this rendering of this very aggressive floor. We never saw anything that remotely looked like that floor. They talked so much last season about the development of the rear of the car. If you did all that development, it did not yield itself in performance and pace. So with them going through the turnover, to me, a turnover, I'm not saying they're going through a turnover of employment. I'm not saying they're going through a turnover. Baraka, what's up? Alpine, carbon fiber with stickers, V-Carb, actual livery, Sauber F1, Ben 10. That's right, Ben 10. Williams, same as last year. Galactus says, Steak Green Machine, brother of the big wheel, LOL. Oh my gosh, yeah, Baraka, bro, big shout out to you. You right about that. That's about right. And that's what I'm going to say. Like I said, I feel more than focused on the base. I see they took a page out of Mercedes' book. They got Naomi in there doing her thing. I think a little bit through the season, she became a little feathered and questionable to some people that were watching the sport that supported her initially. And then I think she kind of wavered a bit, and then people kind of lost interest in maybe what she was going to represent being there. But you can't ever count on somebody to do what you think they should do. They're going to do what they are and who they are and what they do. So Stake F1, I'm really not expecting too much. All the time I watched the livery, I almost felt it got a little bit too long in the tooth. I hate when they don't start on time. And I didn't feel as if, they about to come out swinging. I didn't get that feeling from them. Not at all. I didn't get that feeling from them. I honestly didn't even think that Valtteri and Zhou really believed that they were going to come out and be fast in this car. I just think they're all buying their time, trying to really set up for what is to come. And if they do come out 2024 and bang it out the gate, then so be it. I'm all with it. I think that'd be good for them. I think it'd be good for Valtteri. Very controversial exit of Mercedes. A lot of people wanted him back. People wanted him gone, and all of that stuff happened. So if he can get a good season out of this car and out of this team and kind of get some life back in his career, I'm all for that. I don't know what's going to happen with Valtteri when Audi comes. I don't think Audi will retain Valtteri. I think Audi are already looking and scoping out a much younger driver pairing. And I don't know if they're going to take both drivers being young, or maybe a mid-season vet and a good promising rookie. I don't know how they're going to start off their combination, but we will see. So then let's talk about Alpine. I think out of these four, I think Alpine to me had me very interested as far as a technical aspect. Okay, as far as a technical aspect, I think they had me the most interested. I think they had me the most involved about the things that they were talking about, as far as Matt going into different areas and talking about different things in the car, as far as the flow conditioning that they had decided to implement and focus on. And I just feel like Alpine, in that small amount of time, gave us a glimpse of this is where we went wrong. This is where we saw some promise, and this is where we've put a lot of our focus. And let me tell you a little bit about how and what we've done. And I like the fact they're still going to have the pink, the dual liveries. I do wish they would run the pink a bit more. Now, I know they've received a lot of criticism, or some criticism. Let me not say a lot. Some criticism as to as many as the other teams, about so much black carbon being revealed and the field probably going to look very vanilla. I think that this is a temporary phase. If it's this season, next season, we probably see some changes. But I think right now these teams are under so much pressure that they are trying to extract as much performance and pace out of these cars. And they know that losing weight reduction is a very point A to point B. You don't need to worry about it's that fast that it's going to be realized in somewhere. It's probably the easiest update to make to a car that would lead to it being an upgrade. You lose weight, you're going to gain pace in some portion. Now, of course, in some sectors or some high downforce or other areas, you'll be compromised, maybe. But it just is what it is. You have a 50 horsepower engine. You put one person in that's 200 pounds. You put another person in the other same identical setup that's 100 pounds lighter. It's going to show. It just is what it is. That ballast, extra 100 pounds of ballast weight, whatever you want to call it, it's going to slow you down. So you're going to see a lot of teams doing this until they get a firm grasp on this era of regulations, especially going into 2026. So I'm not mad at it at all. I don't criticize them. I think some of these cars still look good. I think the Alpine car, to me, still looks good. I know that they got a lot of carbon exposed, but I think they did a very good job as far as placing their stickers or the decals where they needed to give their car some kind of pizzazz to it. And I'm not mad at it. I like the fact that they also focused on moving the ERS system. I know he initially spoke incorrectly, and you'll have people just come down on him for that. Oh, we moved it forward. I mean, what the hell are you moving it forward for? That's the wrong. It's a rear-wheel drive car. These four-wheel drive cars now, but he quickly corrected it. And you'll always have somebody that's going to have something negative to say about something that they think they know the world about. But I like the technical information of relaying to us things that they had done to the car to try to approach it being faster, and that even still a different version of this car is quickly going to come. Now, they gave us a two-banger, right? They unveiled their Ender, and then they unveiled the Formula One car. I feel as if when you do that, you need to have something that separates the theme of the launches. Don't play the same music. That's the quickest way to be monotone across your launch. If you play the same music, intro music for this vehicle as you did that vehicle, it just blurs it all together. I definitely think they should have had the intro music for the Ender, and then what they should have done is went and did a totally different music or theme for the Formula One car, the F1 car. I think that would have been better. I think it would have came across better. But those are just little small things that they could have done to really kind of clean it up and make something just happen a bit more. Just give it a bit better feel. That's just how I feel. It's nothing that they have to do. It's just a little small touch that probably would have been better. We have heard that somebody is going to do a whole little shakedown. So let's get to the other team. Let's get to Williams, okay? Because Will Buxton was there bringing in Williams. And I think, honestly, I don't agree with Will as to what he said about Williams not needing any introduction. And I'm going to say this. I think by actions and the way they approached their montage videos for their launch showed that they think they needed a reintroduction. I think that it's been so long since they've been successful and at the top of Formula One's list or Drivers' Championship or Constructors' Championship that they needed to implement things to let people that may have just come into the sport, whether it's DTS, whether it's a family member, whatever it is, you just came into the sport in the last 2 seasons, you're not looking at Williams like they're a top performing team. Galactus says the LMP car looks fast. They don't be playing. Listen, yes, bro. The LMP car, it looked ridiculous to me. It was tough. That car was tough, and I was waiting to see that. But yeah, the car did look tough. But a lot of people don't know about Williams being as successful as they were. A lot of people will not know that how many high elite, great drivers may have come through Williams at some point in time. So no, Will Buxton, I don't agree with you that Williams didn't need to have a reintroduction. They need an introduction. They've been far removed from being successful just as much as Ferrari has been, except Ferrari just has a more prestigious brand and they have a production car out there that keeps them so relevant. They're almost like the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, it's like you haven't won anything in so long, but everybody's expecting you to every season, and so are you. And Williams is one of those teams that I've always said, in my own words, I've always said the angel that once fell from heaven and should one day return. And I think it was an awesome thing that they got James Vowles. I think he's been so monumental for that team's morale, for their discipline, for their motivation, for their focus. James Vowles is a very crucial piece in the fact that Williams made leaps in just performance, overall persona, overall just ambient. They just really kind of turned the leaf. Now, Logan Sargeant did shadow a lot of that. He did shadow a lot of that. And I'm going to say this. I'm not sold on Logan yet. I'm not sold on Logan, not one damn bit. Baraka says Alpine's hypercar is tough, but Toyota is better. I ain't going to even knock that, bro. Come on. We know Toyota. You know what I'm saying? That yo-yo, they going to do their thing. Guaranteed. Facts. Big, nice to see you too, big dog. So I'm not sold on Logan Sargeant, and you know he made the statement look fast. It is fast, but you're not. Okay, you're not fast. You're not fast. You prove not to be reliable. You prove to be a liability more than an ability. You ran up the cost cap, putting your team in a financial stress, and fortunately, due to driver market and James Vowles and the way he's approaching business and trying to make sure he builds positive culture in that team, you have another opportunity. And I think people deserve second chances. Now, what Logan does with this second chance, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see what he does with this second chance. But I do believe this. If Logan does not perform this season, they already had a talk with him last season, and James Vowles was very upfront about that during one of the posts they made, because it was a hailstorm about Logan getting the hell out of Williams and getting the hell out of Dodge. We don't want him as an American driver representing American Formula One because he's sucking. They outlined some objectives, and fortunately he didn't go out there and do worse, but it's not like he did extremely better. Albon carried that team as far as in the driver responsibilities. This season, after being a rookie, Galactus says, have you seen the Cadillac LMP car? It's a beast. I have seen that car too. I have seen that car as well, bro. Definitely. And that whole thing, we're going to talk about Cadillac and just their Formula One. You disappoint me a lot. But anyway, so Logan needs to step it up this season. I don't necessarily need to see him win a race, but I need to see that Albon's not the only driver collecting points. That's what I need to see. Logan got one lone point last season, and it was due to a very elaborate debacle that took place, and that is racing, and it does happen, and he's not the only person that has ever benefited from something like that, but he hasn't won a point on just merit alone without it being some situation that just fell in his lap. And I'm going to need to see him contributing to the team on the same level or close to as much as Albon. I'm going to need to see that from him. And I do believe, if not only myself, but if Williams don't see this from him, I think they will find a way to move on. I like their livery. It's just clean. It's neat. It's blue. It's carbon. Golf lure here. Red and white stripe involved. I think that Williams will likely implement other liveries as the season progressed, like they do at home. That British flag one was fire. The golf one, when they brought in the powder blue and the orange, was fire. I think they will do that same thing this season. But I am very interested to see how Williams comes out. I think at this point in time, it's okay. It's valid for people to see and think, I expect more than I saw last season from Williams. I don't necessarily, as much as I liked what Alpine said and as much information as they gave us about the details that they put into the car and and the things that they focused on, I don't necessarily feel as if I'm expecting much from Alpine. I'm not expecting much from them. I am expecting a bit more from Williams. I just am. Given what I saw them do last season, given James Vowles' attitude, his mentality, his determination to make sure this team understands what good. I absolutely applauded James for saying this. Not great, but good. Because so many times, even when people talk about drivers, they're quick to say, oh, he's a great driver. He's a great driver. Dude ain't even a world champion yet. He a great driver. Where are the levels to giving out these compliments? Great, good, elite, excellent. Where is this discretion? Where are we drawing the lines to where we call somebody great and then you call somebody else great and they got 7 championships, damn near all the records in Formula One? If he's great, then what is he? Because he doesn't have a quarter of the records. He got no championships. So why are we calling these two drivers great in basically the same breath? That's got to stop. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to call you great. If I know Lewis Hamilton is great and you haven't done half of what he's done, no, you're not great. You're good. You're elite. You're on your way, but you're not great. And James seems like he has that mentality. No, we didn't do great. We did good. And we're going to work our way to trying to be great. So I think even that in itself, the way he's approaching it is a very positive and thing that you can grow on. It's something that you can expound from. So I think James Vowles I think he's the man for the job, and I really am expecting to see more from Williams. I really do hope that Logan Sargeant does better. I don't like to see people get into something that they dreamed about doing and kicked out of it because they can't do what they dreamed about doing. But a lot of people do that. You think about the moment, and when you get in the moment, what are all the things you're going to do? And then finally you arrive in the moment, nothing is like you thought it was going to be, and you don't perform like you thought you were going to perform. And Logan is in that situation. He probably thought, I'm going to get in here. I've been doing this. I'm going to run it up. I'm going to do my thing. And then quickly, it's all a plan until you get hit in the mouth. And he got hit in the mouth. He got punched in the mouth and realized that Formula One is definitely elite. And if this is the elite motorsports in the world, my performance says that I might not be elite. I might have to be like Giovinazzi, go somewhere else and win doing something else. Win by committee, win in another series. But Formula One, I might not be the place for me. That's it, I mean, and that's a reality. It could happen to him. So we'll see what happens this coming up season. We're not far off. Next week, we got Mercedes. So that whole thing is more than just a car lunch now. We're going to be looking at personality. We're going to be looking at character. We're going to be looking at body language. We all know what's up right now. So I think that's probably going to be the most viewed and watched car lunch. I don't care if you're a Mercedes fan or not. You are probably tuning in to see how these people are going to interact around each other, knowing that this is their last season together with Lewis Hamilton. And who else knows who will go along with them? So it's going to be, everybody's looking for 2025 as well as they should be, because a lot of things are going to change. And in 2026, so right now what you have is enjoy the moment right now. 2025 is not here yet. It will be. But we are about to have 3 consecutive years of Formula One races and seasons that will likely be very, very exciting and challenging. 2024, with everything that's taking place with Ferrari in between Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Max Verstappen, Perez. Then you got the whole situation that Zach Brown is voicing, and I'm pretty sure other team principals are going to voice, the unethical relationship and ownership of 2 teams, 4 cars and 4 drivers on the grid by Red Bull and Red Bull Visa Cash App. That's going to be a situation. Then we have Logan Sargeant on his audition season, but also Ferrari's on their audition season because they got Lewis Hamilton inbound, and I'm pretty sure they want to show him what we're going to have for you when you get here. Carlos, again, after having departed from McLaren, going to Ferrari, now knowing that he's not going to be in Ferrari next season, where will he land? So 2024 already has a plethora of Easter eggs for us. Let's not look past that just yet. Let's enjoy 2024 and what may happen. Let's see if other teams have gotten close. Let's see if Red Bull have plateaued out as far as they can take that car development. What's going to happen with Adrian Newey? Right now, Christian Horner doesn't understand. No, there are so many things and nuances in 2024, and it's not even started yet. Don't look at 2025 yet. Don't waste your time. Looking at 2025 is going to make this season incredibly long. If not, you'll use your tolerance for it. You might not even watch it. 2024 is going to have some nuggets of entertainment, of competitiveness, of challenges, of obstacles, and everything else. Believe that. So let's just stay right here. Okay, yesterday's gone, today's not promised, and tomorrow's not guaranteed. All right, that's just what it is. So we will see. We will be live Sunday, 11:30 for the race. Join us in watching that. With the best of luck to the drivers. We haven't had a boring race yet. It's very competitive. We will be in the Wolves Den this Saturday for a small amount of time, as I will be spending a lot of time with family and doing some things before next week. But we will have Wolves Den tomorrow to talk about these car launches and maybe what some of my family members expect or what they got out of the car launches. I want to hear from you and see and listen to your perspectives about that. And let's just have a good time. Christian Horner, we'll see, what all's going to come of that. A lot of people don't trust Red Bull to do the right thing, but evidently somebody didn't trust Red Bull to do the right thing, and Red Bull parent company got a third-party company because they can't trust them to do the right thing. So we'll see, how that's all really going to unfold even after they come. We'll see, because character and integrity is very suspect over at Red Bull. So without that being said, I am out. Good night. Be safe. Have your hot cocoa, your milk, your grapes, whatever you got to do. Stay healthy, be loved, and be kind. Peace.